Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to clone your own voice using AI in under 20 minutes. And by the end of this video, you're going to have a built-out voice AI agent with a clone of your own voice that can do a wide variety of tasks. So let's get started. So you're going to want to head over to Vapi AI. It's a voice agent provider. You can use SynthFlow, you can use Air AI, you can use Bland AI, but I like to use Vapi because it can get pretty hairy with the code sometimes, but it is still you can do a lot with just low to no code. So it's a good choice. So if you haven't started an account, go ahead and try it. But we're gonna head over to the dashboard and we're going to head over to platform and assistants. So first thing we have to do is we have to create our assistant, right? This is going to be where we install our custom clone voice from 11 Labs, which we'll do in a second here. But we have to set everything else up, including the prompting for the assistant. So what you would want to do is you go to create assistant up here, and then you would name your assistant and choose a blank template. Okay, so once you've done that, it'll look something like this, and we'll go to my cloned my voice clone agent. It'll look something like this, and you'll have your prompt here. Now I have this prompt set up so when I call it, I'll answer the phone as me in my voice, and then I will do what's called a run get caller info function, or a tool in this case. So this get caller function here, all that's doing is when someone calls, it checks this Google Sheet database I have over here for the number, right? So this isn't the one I'm using for this demo, but it looks exactly like this. So I'm gonna have the call number of the caller, the name if it's someone who's called before and I have them in that database, their name, and then a little bit about them. So like in this case, Dave would be a dentist, right? So that is essentially what happens when this function is getting called. So in effect, you can greet the person and remember them when they call in, and I'll show you exactly how that works in a second. So the tool, this tool that it's running, get caller info, you would want to go over to tools, right? And here I have my tool. But to make your own, you would want to go to new tool and go to, we're going to be using make, so you would go to make here, and then you put in your make.com webhook. And I'll show you right now how to create that. So this is our make scenario, and it's pretty simple. It's nothing too crazy. All we're gonna do is we're gonna create a custom webhook, and it looks like this. But to make a new one, all you would do is go down here, webhooks, custom webhook, right? And then you choose the hook, blah blah blah. You'd create your own hook right here, name it. And when you're creating scenarios, and especially webhooks in Make, you're gonna want to make sure that you're practicing best practices with the naming of everything, because you can't change the name on the Make scenarios webhooks. So you want to name them for exactly the function you're using it for, or else especially if you're running an agency, you have a big business, and you have a lot of webhooks, it's going to get pretty confusing very quickly if you are not naming these. So always name them. So you would create the webhook, and then it'd give you a URL like this. You'd copy that, come back over to Vapi, and then you put that webhook in here, and then you click save, and then you click next. So that would effectively create this new tool. And then so when you come up here, your tool would look something like this. you click on integration, and you should see your server URL here from your make webhook. So once that looks good, we're going to put in some additional info here for the tool name. Let's call it get caller info, and you can just quick description. It gets the caller's info from the person who is calling Gavin, which is me. And then I have two properties down here. One is caller info and the other is caller name. Okay? So now that we have the tool set up, and I'll go over back to make here real quick to show you the rest of it. Let's delete this. We've got the make set up. So to test the webhook, so you have data coming in that you can later route, you just want to make sure that's hooked up, and then go to your assistant and call the assistant really quickly, and then that will send and make sure this is running, right? This down here is running, or you could run this module only, and then call the assistant, and then it would have this assistant, and then it would run this and send data, and then you could start testing it right down the line here. So next thing is the Google Sheets. So it's going to look something like this. You're going to have your sheet, your spreadsheet ID. You're going to connect your Google account. Then you're going to find the sheet, and then find the tables. And I have a filter here that all it does is filters in the customer number that's coming in. So when I call it, that number gets filtered through here, through the Google Sheet, and then if it finds the number, right? If the number is in the database, then what's going to happen is the Google Sheet is going to find that, and then it's going to go on to here at the webhook, and it's going to using this piece of JSON here, it's going to get the caller ID with it, which will have the number, and it's going to give back the caller name and the additional info from those Google Sheets from right here, right? It's going to send that back to Vapi, the voice agent, so it will reference that on the call with the person, and I'll show you exactly how that works here in a second. But all you want to do is you can look at this, and I'll provide a link to this exact JSON in the description below. But all you're going to want to do is copy and paste that in here, and then click OK, and then this is set up. This is ready to go. All right. So now I'm going to show you how to clone your voice. Okay, so now we're in 11 Labs, and we're going to clone our voice, and it's super simple. To clone your voice, you do need to be on the $5 a month plan for 11 Labs. This is really a negligible amount of money, considering that you can clone your own voice, and if you're a business that's doing all kinds of money per month, then you're not going to really, this is going to be a trivial amount of money to pay. And then it increases here with, you can do more, you can clone it even better. But for right now, being able to clone your own voice with just this, it works quite well for $5 a month. I think that's a great deal. So we're going to head over to Voices, and then you want to go to Add New Voice, right? Because I have one created here, and it's under Personal, my voice clone. But you're going to want to go to Add New Voice, Instant Voice Cloning, and then all you're going to want to do is, if you have audio files, you can put them in here, but all I did, I just record audio, 30-second snippets. I did about 5, and that's enough. Just record yourself talking clearly into the microphone, and for 30 seconds each, 5 of those, and then you'll be ready to go, right? And then you give a short little description of how your voice sounds, and all I did for this is put my voice into ChatGPT and had it generate this for me, okay? and then you click add voice, and boom, you have your custom voice ready to go. So then the last step before this whole agent is working properly is you go get your, what I like to do is get your API key from 11 Labs, go down here, click on the API keys, generate a key, okay, come back to Vapi, come down here to profile, click on API keys, or wait, provider credentials, okay, sorry, provider credentials, go to 11 Labs, put in your API key. So once that's set up, when you go to your assistants and you go to voice, and you click 11 Labs, and then your voice clone should just come up as one of the options if you type it in, right? Gavin, boom, right there, okay? And then you'll add that, and then your agent should be good to go, okay, after all that's done. So now you got your make scenario set up, your make automation, you have your voice cloned with 11 Labs, and you have your prompt set up here. And I'll provide a link to this prompt as well, so you can just copy and paste or throw it in Chat GPT and, you know, configure it to your liking. But now that we've got all that set up, I'm going to go ahead and call this and see what we get.
Hello, it's Gavin. Who is this?
Hey, it's Dave.
Just a sec. Hi, Dave. It's great to hear from you. How's your dental practice going?
Oh, it's going well. I'm very busy, you know. I'm getting a lot of calls every day. I wish I could somehow automate it.
I understand. It sounds like you're juggling a lot. Automating some of those calls could really help lighten your load. Have you considered any specific tools or systems for that?
Yeah, I've been looking at something called Vapi. Do you know anything about that?
Yes, Vapi stands for Voice API, which can be quite useful for automating calls and handling customer interactions. It allows you to integrate voice capabilities into your applications, enabling features like call routing, voice recognition, and automated responses. How do you envision using it in your practice?
Wow, that sounds great. I feel like I could have a custom voice assistant answering calls for me. Think that would help?
Absolutely. A custom voice assistant could make a significant difference. It could handle routine inquiries, schedule appointments, and even assist with follow-ups, allowing you to focus more on your patients. Plus, having a consistent voice can enhance the patient experience. What specific tasks would you want the assistant to handle?
We can figure that out later. I appreciate the information, though. You have a nice day.
You're welcome, Dave. I'm glad I could help. Feel free to reach out anytime if you have more questions. Have a great day.
You too. And that's pretty much it. So, in this short amount of time here, we were able to clone our voice in about 3 seconds. And then we, created a make scenario here that was able to reference a database and recognize callers. And then, using our Vapi prompt, we were able to create a personable version of ourselves with our voice to have a discussion with people, essentially. But when you think about the possibilities of how this can be used in a business, whether it's reaching out to leads in real estate, right? Lead scoring in the voice of the real estate agent, or if you're a dentist, or if you're a doctor, and you're taking potential patient calls 24/7, even after hours, and you're giving out insurance information, you're scheduling appointments, or even if you're something like a personal trainer, right? And you have a bunch of clients that need information on their own custom diets, right? You could have all that information in some sort of database like this. So when they call in to get information specific to their diet and you're busy, you'll still answer the phone and give that information to them, 24/7 whenever they need it. So The possibilities are really endless, and it's exciting. And this is only going to get better, right? In time. Think about a year from now. It's like it's going to be really, really good. So, I hope you guys learned something. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.